Darren Tuttle here for Ferguson Roof Systems. For 43 years, Ferguson Roof Systems has been protecting Oklahoma's homes and businesses with quality roofing services. Their goal was to be the most honest and dependable roofing company in the state, all while providing free services such as lifetime labor warranty and annual inspections. Well, mission accomplished with thousands of client testimonials, an A+ Better Business Bureau rating, and a 5-star rating on Google. Look, the weather gives you enough to worry about, so why worry about who to trust with your roof? Call Ferguson Roof Systems today or find out more at fergusonroofsystems.com.
Hey everyone, Meteorologist Darren Tuttle here with you. It is time to update you on the snow situation out there. We'll see what all's left, what's coming, what's going, all that. So we've done a live update earlier today for lunchtime, and then we did one, of course, last night and the last couple of nights because we've actually had something to talk about around here. It's been too quiet for our fall. We usually get a little bit more action and just weren't seeing it. So it's good to finally have some weather to speak of. Well, let's get you right into how things ought to go. I see out there, Jim, just 0.08 inches of rain so far in East Mustang. I got your report, brother. That's pretty sad. I was hoping for a lot more rain than that here around town. We just didn't quite get it. Still a little bit more out there to go, but nothing that's going to be too crazy. Okay, so let's take a look. Let's start with the radar view first off. Let's put you up in here. Where is my radar view? Let me go back. That's really strange. Let me put this up. And then let me click this. What? Oh my goodness. I think I know what happened. Oh, I hate my computer. David's in the house of 50 stars. Melissa's in the house of 50 stars. Thank you both. All right, so I think I have to move this over there, and that's really going to be a pain. All right, I'm going to do it because I got to, show must go on, as they say. So let me see if that works. I don't know if it's going to work or not. No, it didn't work. Okay. Why did it not work? So I was having some monitor problems today, and I was trying to diagnose. I did some switcheroo, and I'm finding out that my system didn't really care for that. So let me see what I got going on here. Hold on. Give me a second. If this doesn't work, I honestly will have to kill this and start over, which I really don't want to do, but sometimes if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. And I really don't want to stare at an AT's weather banner this whole time. You can stare at my face and all, but that's just not what's going to happen here. Let's see. Try this out. Hold on. Capture video, capture monitor. Yep. Okay. Configure monitor. Oh, maybe I wanted to do one. Okay, I'm getting close. All right, see, I'm working on the fly. It's what you call diagnosing problems on the fly. You like that? Oh, got it. Man. Okay, so Jody, you got this. All right, hey, that's how you solve technical problems on the fly that you didn't expect and you didn't see coming. Flipping back and forth now, and hoping that this is good. Okay, so here's a look at the radar view. Sorry about all that, but you took a TV timeout for me, I'm sure. Talks amongst yourselves. Here in Oklahoma City, we still have some light rain going on here, especially on the west side of town, a little heavier. So Jim, keep your hope alive out there in Mustang, as you do have quite a bit more rain around your region, especially on the south and east side of town, Oklahoma City. So this is not snow, although you do see temperatures are into the mid-30s. That's 36 degrees. You're thinking, hey, Aaron, is that close enough? And actually, in some cases it can be, but not right now. 34 degrees out here around El Reno. So the colder air will move into that region first, and then that cold air will kind of slowly progress eastward overnight tonight. Jennifer's in the house of 150 stars. Thank you, Jennifer. 3 of you playing the stars game. Appreciate that as always. If you'd like to participate, the stars is at the bottom where you leave your comment on your phone or tablet or even on your computer. Now, let's get up to the snow part, shall we? Up here in northwest Oklahoma is where all the action has been, so that's where we're going to go. If you look up around the Woodward area, it is still snowing all the way out to Laverne, and there's been some heavy snow. Like this storm report right here has the magnitude of 12. That means 12 inches of snow, a foot of snow. That's crazy. Phillips in the house with 50 stars. Thank you, my brother. And it's still snowing up there. Hard to believe. I'm going to put the play button. We're going to load this up. You see all these little blue boxes that'll pop up here on the screen once they load. Each one of those is storm reports. We're going to click on a few of those, kind of give you an idea of what's happened up there. So let me back this up a couple so we can get some of those pop up. Here we go, just northwest of Woodward. There's 8 inches around Laverne. There's 13 inches. So again, that's probably the biggest report we've had out of this. So that was between Gate and Buffalo near Roston. So you guys had, looks like won the snow contest up there. East side of Woodward, there's 3.2 inches. Well, that's a big difference between the east side and the west side, right? Let's see here. Any other reports? I think those were about it. And you can see the fine line here of where the radar depiction shows you how the rain snow line is right through Alva, just on the east side of Winoka, and then back towards Sealing. So everything along this line is snow westward. Everything east is just a cold rain, and that does include you folks out there in Enid. So that is the big picture when you want to look at the state overall. If you look up here into Kansas, you guys are watching me in Kansas. Heavy rain in Wichita points to the east. Just a cold rain, low 40s for temperatures. But back out here in the southwest Kansas has been where all the heavy snow has been so far. And that'll shift eastward toward Wichita here over the next several hours. Michelle's in the house with 50 stars. Thank you, Michelle. Okay, so let's look at the radar. Now let's get on to the nitty gritty, right? All right, so here, let's just start with this. There is still a winter storm warning here in the pink shading for far northwest Oklahoma. Includes Gage, Beaver, Alva, Woodward. Where you see the purple, that's the winter weather advisory. That just means there is some precipitation in the wintry form expected. That could cause some travel problems. Amanda's in the house with 310 stars to be exact. Thank you, Amanda. You're very sweet. As we head into the temperature world, you saw some of those temperatures on the radar map, but it's about 32 degrees here where you see the yellow circle. So all this is cold enough, obviously, for snow in this region, but we're in the mid-30s to 40s here elsewhere over the state. Lisa's in the house with 100 stars. Thank you, Lisa O'Brien. Now, what you want to focus on, though, is the wet bulb temperature. So the wet bulb temperatures, you can really see this map to use it for snow. Anytime you get these 32-degree readings, that's where you're going to have for snow. Where you have it go to about 34 at your transition point, and then, of course, this little yellow line of 36, forget about it. And especially in the red, you're never going to get snow in any of that nonsense. So the way you need the wet bulb to cool down, and that'll be with the system as it moves east overnight tonight. Now, we took a sounding here in the Oklahoma City area just to show you what it looks like in the upper levels of the atmosphere. So this is like a parcel of air that rises all the way up. So here's 17,000 feet level, here's 13,000 feet, here's 3,900 feet, this level right here. So it's from this point north up, you go in the air. This is all below freezing. In freezing, we have this zero. See this zero dash line? That's 0 degrees Celsius. So 32 degrees Fahrenheit. So everything at this level above is snow. So it is snowing aloft, right above Oklahoma City. Unfortunately, just like it was on a Saturday morning, it melted around this freezing level here. So about 3,000 feet. So that is where this is cooling back into rain. So we're about 40 degrees. So this profile is saturated and is too warm for snow for the time being. How does this change? Well, the upper level low kicks out, moves east. It brings down cold air aloft, and then that helps to cool the column overnight. Into the morning, we'll finally get a little bit of snow here. Now, when I looked at some of the soundings around the area, these are real time. And there was one for Wichita, because you saw it was rain on the radar view. And I looked at that, and their sounding is the same kind of idea for them. So that's why they're not getting snow yet. And that is just this little warm nose right here. This says about 3,900 feet elevation. So they're about the same here as Oklahoma City. Just a little too warm for snow. But eventually, that will cool down as well as we head into the morning. So just kind of a little neat thing that I like to look at. All right, let's close that down. Now, for road conditions out there, soil temperatures are obviously warm. They're in the mid-40s here. They're even in the low 40s in northwest Oklahoma. So that still will melt a lot of that snow that's been falling today. We'll skip the snow routes in Oklahoma City, obviously not needed right now. We'll focus on the highway conditions out here in northwest Oklahoma. And you can see here from Woodward onward, you've got some let's just call it, they call it severe as far as the inclement weather is concerned. Larry in the house with 99 stars. Ron in the house with 100 stars. Thank you, gentlemen. Then you got Jen coming in at 125, kicking both of y'all's butts. Thank you, Jen. Appreciate you, Larry. Now, we can look at some of these pictures. This is all on my website, aarontuttle.weather.com, so you can always check this out anytime. But we'll pick like a picture right here. A little dark. We'll go somewhere that's a little bit more light. No, that's a little dark too. Of course, a lot of these are truckers as they travel along the roadways. So when that happens, it might be a little harder to see. But here's one where he's got some snow-covered roadways that he's driving through. So you can see real-time traffic conditions, which is pretty neat here on this map. So when you are traveling across state and you want to know how specific roadways look and across town, etc., you can look at this. So here's a picture from Woodward. You see all the heavy snow on the grass. But if you look at the streets, they're just wet. So that's what I was saying. The ground temperature is so warm that any travel problems will be short-lived until the snow melts, which should be relatively quickly. Debbie's in the house with 50 stars. Thank you, Debbie. All right, so that's on my website, aarontuttle.weather.com. Okay, so we have had some rain out there, obviously, with this system. Not as much as I'd like here in central Oklahoma, anywhere from a few hundredths to a couple of tenths. We'll probably add another several hundreds to this before it's all said and done. Up in the northern parts of the state, still going to add a lot more to this. Currently 3/10 to about half an inch, and then about an inch or so in eastern Oklahoma. And then we're going to, of course, add more to that as well. So we'll continue to get a little bit more rainfall totals. The models here for tonight into tomorrow morning produce the bulk of the rain with the most lift, which is in the northern third of the state on into the southern third of Kansas. So that's a lot more rain to come. All this in blue shading is anywhere from a half inch to the white, which is about an inch of precipitation. Now, some of that, of course, will be snow, but a lot of, especially in the I-35 corridor and points east, will be rain. Lauren's in the house with 50 stars. Thank you, Lauren. If you like to do the stars game, it's at the bottom of the of your comment section when you go to type something in. So where are we going to go from here? Well, here's the big picture. So I want to show you how this thing evolves. See, the blue is the snow on the map. You can see how that covers the panhandle of Texas and Oklahoma and southwestern Kansas currently. And there's that fine line we talked about on radar. As we go through time, a couple of things will get your attention. This is by tomorrow morning. We start to lessen the look of the precipitation. In other words, it gets lighter and lighter. And the snow line comes right into the I-35 corridor, right down, and starts to cut the metro in half. So Canadian County snow, Oklahoma County still a chilly rain, back down toward Lawton for a little bit of snow there. Now, each hour after that, it kind of weakens. But at least we got some of that pocket of snow here. This is through noon. It keeps some flurries going, at least here in central Oklahoma. Just a cold, chilly rain out there at the east. So, I see you, Shane. I'll give you back those 3,000 stars. There wasn't going to be any dirt snow angels to give you for tomorrow morning. I could try it, but with what we're going to get, it's going to be pretty lame. All right, so here's a look at the forecast sounding for Oklahoma City. And the reason why I was showing you the soundings earlier was because if you'll look here on the map, we finally do cool the column. This 0 line is right here. So in other words, the whole column gets below freezing down to 32 degrees of the surface. So that does mean we should see at least a little bit of light snow mixed in as the system pulls away. So here's a look at how the things will go up close and personal over the next couple of hours on into this overnight period. You can see rain continues here in central Oklahoma, just spotty in nature. Still the snow continues up north and west. As we head into about 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, Angela's in the house with 500 stars, and there's like clapping hands. I have never seen clapping hands before, so that is awesome. Thank you for that. As we head into these 5, 6 a.m., you do notice still some sprinkles here in central Oklahoma, but there's also some light blue still trying to show up. So in other words, there should be a little bit of a rain and snow mixture trying to fall at that point in time, but it's not a huge deal. I mean, so here's some light blue that shows up in the west. So it's kind of like a glorified flurries, light dusting kind of a situation. Here's 9 o'clock. It's still around the town. Eastern side of Oklahoma City may not ever get a snowflake, whereas the western sides do. It's I-35 seems to be a hard line in the sand for this event, and that continues through about lunchtime. Let's see, there's lunchtime there. It starts to wind down, a few flurries, and then it's over with. Again, Tulsa, you guys don't expect anything. You might get lucky to see a flurry. So that's kind of how things look on the close-in view. On a more wider view, which includes Kansas, you can see there's that Wichita on the borderline here about 3 o'clock in the morning, and then you've got the snow going for a while up to probably about 9 o'clock in the morning, and then it kind of moves into southeast Kansas, but then you see it falls apart. Not much on there at all when you start looking at that. And then the system's gone. I mean, it just vaporizes, and there's really nothing to it at that point. Here on the Oklahoma City side, the models on average keep lowering, their hope, but they still have it as maybe 3/4 of an inch of snow. So again, not quite an inch. So that's kind of a skiff or a dusting at best. The Weather Service isn't even that excited. They cut it back even farther. So here's I-35, and they actually brought it in west of that for a dusting. To Canadian County, and then of course these are amounts from this point forward. So in other words, to add on top of whatever's fallen earlier today. So another 3 to 4 inches here in northwest Oklahoma. I do think though that we'll probably see the dusting line come up to something like this. For now, the problem is you're only going to see that if you get up really early in the morning. Remember, those ground temperatures are fairly warm, so you kind of have to catch it in real time, just so you know. Okay, let's move that out of the way. And here's a kind of a hint of that. Here's the high resolution model, which does show the gray area kind of nudging in here to Canadian County. At least it's showing something. Of course, it has all the measurable stuff, fun stuff, way up to the north and west. And then if you look at the close-in view of that with the NAM model, this looks more like what I was alluding to. So you got the dusting line here, probably from Ponca City to Stillwater to Oklahoma City, and then back down toward Lawton. So this is the forecast I would lean on toward heavily, just for what's going to happen overnight, tonight into tomorrow morning. So not a whole lot to write home about in central Oklahoma, but that was kind of the talk that we looked at since Sunday night when we brought this up. It all depends on the area of that, the upper level low where it ended up stopping, and unfortunately ended up parking itself in this area rather than in this area. So big difference between 100 and 150 miles where that position of that low was and then what the outcome is. Had it, just for example, had it parked itself, say right here in southwest Oklahoma, given everything else identical, that big bullseye up here would have been right here. I'd have been like, woo! We would have had a foot of snow in Oklahoma City. That would have been fun. But it didn't work out that way. Deborah's in the house with 100 stars. Thank you, Deborah. All right, Shane. Appreciate you, brother. Let's see. And then temperature-wise. So let's do that real quick. And I'm done. So I'm going to show you temperatures, and then we're going to wrap it up. So here's a look at how readings will kind of cool down tonight. 40s eastern Oklahoma. So head into 4, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. There's our 30s here across Oklahoma City metro area. Enid, Elk City. Guys are still right around the freezing point. As we head into the afternoon, we do rebound, and it will be a little breezy tomorrow from the northwest, gust to 20 or so. In the afternoon, though, as you can tell, we don't really warm up much. We kind of stay in the mid-30s. So it'll be a chilly, raw day tomorrow. Cloudy skies. Like I said, a few flurries probably up to around lunchtime, and that's about it. And then as we head into the next night, so Thursday night, we're looking definitely at a good hard freeze for many folks, and then a little bit of a rebound here into the 50s and 40s for our Fridays. We round out the week. Now, what's interesting here in this model, and this is commonplace, you see how there's this batch of cooler temperatures right here? That's the leftover snow. So the leftover snow does retard the warming period of the temperatures, so it doesn't get as warm. So in other words, this got like 38 up around Woodward, whereas the rest of us are in the 40s or 50s. So a big batch of snow, a foot of snow can do that for you. So there you go. All right, here's a look at temperatures, by the way. Again, chilly tomorrow, mostly 30s. And then we're looking at 50s there as we head into the weekend period. 60s, though, extended outlook. Looks like briefly for Tuesday and Wednesday. Some models have been nudging temperatures up just a hair, little by little each time for the extended outlook. But overnight lows are still staying pretty chilly. Now, just for fun, let me do Tulsa again real quick here. Let's see, where is Tulsa? Here. Here's a similar look for Tulsa, not much different from Oklahoma City. Now, I'm going to show you the way out there in Wonderland. Is it this one? Yeah. So this is just a trend. Don't take the numbers exact, but this just shows you how you get that little brief warm-up. And then December 12th, another strong cool down, followed by an even stronger cool down on the 15th, where you got some 30s returning for December 15th and 16th, and lows in the mid-20s. So we will be starting to get into that pattern when we have these stronger cold fronts come in and bring in some much colder temperatures. Whether or not we get a storm system out of that is yet to be determined. So, okay, that was a lot that we talked about and covered tonight. So thanks for sticking around and watching. TV Van Hurley, I see you on YouTube. Yeah, that wasn't one of those deals. I was sweating it. I thought I was gonna have to end the stream and start over. And you don't ever want to end the stream and start over midstream. Never want to start over midstream. But anyway, we made it through. Are you guys on Twitter and Periscope? If you'd like to ask any questions, now's your chance. I can take a quick look at them. And then on my patrons, let me pull you guys up. You guys know the deal, of course. Let's see. Larry, yep, I'm doing well. Thanks for the shout out. And yeah, it was a haircut day. Holding out hope for some snow, Scott and Bethany. You're getting a little taste, about all I can promise you. Angela, AT, you're the only one that is right on the money. I tell people if you ain't watching other people, they are messing up. Oh, I mean missing out. You're too cute. So I just give my best. If it works out, it works out. All right, let's go to the main page. Pause that. Let it load. I can only go back up like 50 comments, so if you had any questions you want to send my way, you'll have to retype them again. I'm just going to scroll through. I know, Ron, it's like a waste when it rains and it's this cold and it doesn't snow because you're only off by a few degrees. Total waste. I'm with you. When it's cold, I look outside, I see green, I feel cheated. You got green? I got all yellow and white and brown. Not looking good at my place. Let's see. Nissa, you're welcome. Carmen, you're welcome. Sally, you're welcome. We're getting invisible snow this go around. Angela. Oh my goodness. I tell you what, because the snow will linger a little bit, through the morning hours, you won't have to get up just to see something if you live in central Oklahoma area. There should be some flurries flying around. So, but the only thing I can say hold out for is possibly a dusting, and that's a dusting that you can't do anything with, but you can see it on the ground. Right now, it's the way it looks. Something would have to happen significant to change that. Now, I did look at something. Let me go back and pull that up. Yeah, let me find out where was I looking? What did I look at? I think, yeah. I think I did this. Let me see. Hold on a second. I'm looking at something online. If it's what I think it is, I'll show it to you. Nah, lame. Alright. This is just why I don't get too excited about this event for us. So this is look at the vertical velocity, in other words, lift in the atmosphere, that which you need to squeeze out the moisture in the form of precipitation. So all the bright reds, massive lift. Not only enough to produce clouds, but enough to produce a ton of rain and some snow, right? Well, as we head into about midnight, you still have some pretty decent lift here in central Oklahoma, so that's why the rain will continue. See these bright orange colors? Then as we head into the 3 o'clock hour, it starts to vaporize. There's the 6 a.m., 9 a.m. You can see there's little pockets of it, but it's just so pathetic. And that's what I'm saying, like flurries, it's a very, very light dusting is the most you can hope for. And that's kind of verifies that whole thought process. That's just super lame. Anyway, then it moves off to north and east and it just dies. Now, so for those of you folks that are, in this region from southwestern Missouri, the storm just really lost its punch as we head into tomorrow. So it's not like it was today. Today the winter is northwest Oklahoma. Yeah, Carol, you're going to have to go to Buffalo to get some action. That's for sure. Okay, so I just want to look at that real quick. It wasn't anything too, riveting. But just as a meteorologist, I like to, look at data. Okay, I think I'm finished. And I answered some of y'all's questions and comments. And I believe we're going to wrap it up. So thanks again for all the stars tonight. I appreciate it, ladies and gentlemen. That was very nice of you. I always appreciate the Facebook stars. If you're not on Facebook and you're watching on YouTube, you can do the YouTube Super Chat, which is kind of a similar thing. Twitter and Periscope, they also offer stars, but not on my account. So I don't know how you get that activated. Yeah, I guess I'm not important enough on Twitter, which is fine. I really don't care. But anyway, so if you want to do the stars thing, you got to go on the main Facebook page. So that's the way that works out. All right, listen. I'm getting close to a goal. Like I have on my phone, I'm watching. It says help AT get 100,000 stars. So there's like a goal you can that'll pop up, and we're getting close. So it was just a goal I put up there because it says, okay, enter a goal. I'm like, how about 100,000? I think at first I put 1,000 stars. I'm like, no, 1,000 stars too low. And then I said, how about 100,000 stars? And then, yeah, why not? Diana's in the house, 100 stars. She's wrapping up the show with it. Thank you. Dumping those off at the last possible second. So thank you, ma'am. All right, listen, I got to get out of here. You guys have a great overnight and morning. You don't have to worry about travel problems here. And hopefully we'll all at least see a little bit of the white stuff here in central Oklahoma. Again, metro north and west. If you live east of Oklahoma City, you will not see any snow like Shawnee or maybe even Choctaw. You may not even see anything. So it's going to cut off pretty quick. And then, of course, nothing for Tulsa or southeast Oklahoma. So just so you know. All right, I'm out. You guys have a great night, and we'll do this again later. See ya.